Hi, I'm Jack Canfield, and welcome to this week's video. If you want to create the life of your dreams, then you're going to have to take 100% responsibility for your life as well. This means giving up all of your excuses. It means giving up all the reasons why you can't, why you haven't until now, and giving up blaming all outside circumstances. Now, I pulled this video from my success archives because I wanted to share this powerful video with you about persistence. It's never been seen before on my YouTube channel, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, the first part of understanding this is you have to take 100% responsibility for your life. That means you have to take 100%, not 99, not 75. But if you take law of attraction seriously, you realize that everything in your life, you are creating it. You have created it. You can't hire other people to do your push-ups for you. Have you ever heard that phrase? You know, these are things that you have to learn to do for yourself. You have to take responsibility. You're the one that has to visualize. You're the one that has to forgive. You're the one that has to do affirmations. You're the one that has to be clear about what you want and focus on all of those things. Nobody else can do it for you. See, you have to give up all blaming. Don't we just love to blame the government for why our life doesn't work? Or blame the terrorists, or the Chinese, or the Indians, or the Saudis and the oil prices, or the oil companies. We always want to blame somebody else. And if you're taking 100% responsibility, you realize I'm participating in either creating that or allowing it to continue. You also have to give up all complaining. How many of you have ever complained in your life? Yeah, you know, and here's what I've learned about complaining. In order to complain, I have to have a reference point of something better that I want that I'm not willing to risk creating. Now let me explain that again. I have to have a reference point in my mind of something I want that's better than what I have that I'm not willing to risk creating, so what I do is complain about it instead. See, if I was complaining about my wife, it would mean that I would have to believe that somewhere out there in the world there's a better woman than my wife. See, if every woman on the planet died, except my wife, do you think I'd go to work the next day and complain about her? No, she's the only one. And I'd be going, hey, and I got her. This is really cool, right? Do you ever hear anyone complain about gravity? Very rarely. You know, gravity makes us all bend over. Do you ever see an old person walking down the street going, gravity? They have a little walker. I hate gravity. If it weren't for gravity, I wouldn't be all bent over like this. Gravity sucks. Now, have you ever heard an older person doing it? No, the reason they don't complain about gravity is because there's no alternative to it. You know, gravity just is. So if someone's complaining about something, it means they know there's something they can do about it because we don't complain about the things we can't change. So as soon as you hear yourself complaining, I want you to stop and say, okay, what would I rather have? Remember, law of attraction always says focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Because when you're talking about what you don't want, when you're complaining and blaming, you're focusing on that which you don't want, and you're accelerating its expression out into the universe with those negative feelings. And yet we'll spend a majority of our time complaining about so many things. And usually we complain about them to people who can't do anything about it. Think about it. I go to work and I complain about my wife, and then I come home to my wife and I complain about the people at work. And neither person can do anything about the other. So what we have to do is engage the people that we want to have a different relationship with in some kind of interaction and shift our thoughts. One of the things you can do is start focusing on what you like about them, what's good about them. And remember, what you focus on expands. What you focus on, you get more of. And we see that all the time in relationships where people will be in a situation where they're upset with their husband, and then all of a sudden they decide, well, I'm just going to focus on the good stuff. And all of a sudden the good stuff starts to expand, and there's more and more and more, and all of a sudden people start falling in love with this person they've been judging. So giving up blaming, giving up complaining, giving up justifying. Do you ever know you were wrong, but you just don't want to give it up because you don't want to lose the fight? And so you just get into kind of one of those legal battles with words, and you can outwit the other person. You know, you'd rather be right than happy, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. So we want to give up justifying, we want to give up defending positions that don't work, and give up all excuse making. Quit making excuses. Simply start looking at what is it that I want to have. There's a young man that I wrote about named Matty Christensen, who when he was 11 years old, he was in the Life magazine, and that's where I discovered him. And if you could see a picture of Matty, you'd see that his right arm and his left arm both end at the elbow, and his legs end right around where you and I have knees. And he has prosthetic devices on both legs and a prosthetic device on one arm that has a lacrosse stick at the end. And that lacrosse basket at the end of the lacrosse stick is his pitching hand and his catching glove. And he plays Little League Baseball. This is a while ago, played Little League Baseball. And his team was #2 in the state of New York. And he was the pitcher on that team in the Little League Championships. Prosthetic legs, prosthetic arms, and a little lacrosse stick at the end. Now, he said to me when I was interviewing him, he said, you know, Jack, it's not a problem. He said, it's not something that you have to, let run your life. He said, it's just something you have to solve. He said, you have to become solution-oriented no matter what. I'm getting wisdom from an 11-year-old telling me that no matter what the situation is, you can solve it. And I would ask you, what's your excuse? What do you tell yourself is the reason you're not getting what you want? And so we focus on that negativity. He could have been very negative, and yet he chose to focus on the positive. So it's all about intention. It's all about expectation. It's all about belief.
Now, thanks so much for watching this video. Remember, no matter how hard something may seem, the longer you persist, the more likely your success. So now I have a question for you. Are you ready to take 100% responsibility for your life? And if you feel inspired, please leave a comment below with your answer to that question. I love to read what you have to say. And thanks again for watching. And remember, everything in your life will only change for the better when you change. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you like it, share it with a friend who may need it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. And for some additional resources on giving up excuses, visit my website at JackCanfield.com. And thanks again for watching.